Hi, Mr. Devlin here. Today I'm going to be giving you a beginner's guide to Battlefield 1 multiplayer. Obviously this is for players who have just recently purchased Battlefield 1 or maybe is having the first go at it. This is obviously not for people who have had the game since launch. Battlefield 1's multiplayer is very intense. While the game teaches you some basics during the campaign, it doesn't do much to explain what's going on in the multiplayer. Don't worry, doughballs and gals, I'm here to help. Know your game modes. Battlefield 1 has 6 multiplayer modes at the moment, and we're going to be starting with Conquest. Conquest is the bread and butter mode of any Battlefield game. In it, 2 teams face off to capture the flags around the map. Holding these positions gives you points. The goal is to reach 1,000 points. The more flags you hold, the faster you get points. Additionally, killing members of the enemy team also adds to your points total. The next is Rush. Rush involves a team of attackers and defenders. The defending team needs to protect a telegraph post from the attackers. The biggest change in this mode is attackers have a limited amount of lives, called tickets. Each death costs a ticket. Run out and you lose. You have to capture multiple posts in a sequence to win a match. Next we have War Pigeons. War Pigeons functions like a capture the flag mode. Small teams compete to capture a pigeon somewhere on the map. After capturing the pigeon, they must hold on to it for a short time before it will be released. Releasing a pigeon summons a massive artillery barrage on the map and spawns a new pigeon to capture. You must capture and release 3 pigeons to win. Team Deathmatch. Team Deathmatch is exactly what you would expect. 2 teams compete to reach a certain number of kills. This number varies depending on what server you're playing on. The team to get the required number of kills first wins. Domination. Domination takes the core concept of Conquest but shrinks it in size. Teams are smaller and maps are more condensed. The goal is to score only 100 points, otherwise it functions exactly like traditional Conquest mode. Operations. Operations is Battlefield 1's most prominent multiplayer mode. Operations are pretty cool, but can be very confusing for new players. Operations functions as something of a combination of Conquest and Rush. 2 teams face off. The attacking team has 3 battalions, which are basically just ticket-based attack waves. Defenders do not have tickets. With these limited battalions, the attackers must sequentially conquer sections on a multiple player map. The number varies depending on which operations you are playing. To capture a sector, the attackers need to capture 2 control points. Once they have control over both points, they drive the defenders back to the next sector. This process continues until they either control all sectors or use up 3 battalions worth of tickets. This can be quite confusing, but once you get your head round it, it's an awesome game. Operations is definitely my preferred way and experience of Battlefield 1, because they're constantly changing. If a team is struggling, they might even be given a special advantage between rounds. Armoured tanks, blimps and battleships will be given to a team lagging behind. The basics. Don't worry about your kill-death ratio. Battlefield is about points. It's about capturing positions and ordering squads. It's all about objectives. Play the objective. Follow squad orders and don't worry too much about dying. Everyone dies. But if you play hard and do your job, you can contribute more going 7 and 13 than 18 and 12. Mark all enemies. If you see an enemy, you should mark them immediately. R1 on PS4, RB on Xbox One or Q on PC will place a red marker on the enemy. This makes it easier for you and your team to spot them. Mash that button even when you don't necessarily see baddies. Sometimes you'll ferret out some of the ones that are hiding. Lead your squad, Sergeant. I could make an entire post on this, but if you're a leader of a squad, you need to issue orders. It's just like marking. Point to an objective and hit the spot button. You will be able to designate a point for attack or defense. Switch kits on the fly. When people die in the battlefield, you can take their weapons and kits. Did one of your medics just die near you? We'll take their kit and revive them with their supplies. Aim where the enemies are going, not where they are. Bullet physics matter in Battlefield. Don't fire at where someone is, fire where they will be. If firing over longer distance, be prepared to account for bullet drop. Horses are magic. This is a fun one. If you're ever in need of ammo and no one is around to give it to you, just climb on a horse and get off. Full ammo. Classes have their own leveling system. You level up your rank in different classes by playing as them. You unlock new weapons for purchase at certain class levels. You'll still have to buy them with war bonds, so plan accordingly. Battle packs are bullshit, I'm afraid. Occasionally after a match you will randomly receive a battle pack. These are RNG based crates. Unlock different skins for your weapons. Keep in mind that getting a skin does not unlock that weapon. You can turn skins into scrap by buying higher quality packs if you want, but otherwise they don't really change the game at all. Use your sidearm. Pistols are surprisingly effective in Battlefield 1. You have an M1911 by default across all kits. It's great. Pistols are phenomenal in tighter spaces and are perfect to switch to if you have a weak enemy, but no ammo in your primary. Don't hesitate, use them. Now on to the classes. You have 4 classes to choose from in Battlefield 1. Assault, Medic, Support and Scout. All have strengths and weaknesses, specific weapon focuses and additional utilities. Assault. Play Assault if you want to kill shitloads of dudes. Assault gets in close and fucks shit up. You're not going to be the most refined player on the battlefield, but if you want to keep things simple, Assault is a class for you. Get in the enemy's face. In terms of weapons, you have a choice between submachine guns and shotguns. Neither are great at range, so get in close and let the other team have it. Blow shit up. In Battlefield 1, Assault soldiers are the folks to call if some enemy armour has pinned you down. From TNT and mines to the most esoteric anti-tank rifle, you will have plenty of tools to deal with lambships or tanks. All of these hard-hitting weapons and tools mean the Assault class can quickly turn the tide of a fight. Move. The Assault class is a furious role that rewards risk. If the tank is in the open, buck it, drop some TNT and detonate. Even if you get caught in the explosion, you've made a huge difference. Find a buddy. Assault soldiers should buddy up with medics. The classes mesh well, with the Assault able to handle immediate threats while the medic heals them up and offers mid-range assistance. AT grenades are heavy. Anti-tank grenades have a lot of heft and a longer travel time than you think. Aim your throw, arc a bit higher and lead a little bit when using them. Shoot from the hip. Don't look down your iron sights too much. The Assault class is about output, not precision. Fire away. Use the right assault weapons. Grab a variation of the Automatico 1918 as soon as you can and then focus on the Model 10 variants for your shotguns. If you really want to go mid-range, the MP18's optical version will do it in a pinch. TNT is a bit more technical to use than other tools, but highly recommended if you want to take out armour quickly. As a side note, the Assault class actually has one of the few good level 10 class weapons, the Hellriegel 1915. Level up, grab this for the best assault weapon in the game. On to the medic. Keep people alive. Medics have access to the medical syringes that revive downed teammates, as well as a bandage pouch that can be dropped for healing over time. A larger medical crate later becomes available with a little more kick. Follow the skull icons to recently killed buddies and stab them with a syringe to bring them back to life. Make a habit of dropping heal near clustered allies or those hiding in corners. They're the ones who probably need it the most. Save yourself. It's easy to forget that you can heal yourself as well. When you're on the brink of dying, toss a medical pouch at your feet. Open fire. Certain medic weapons can be toggled to an automatic fire mode. Switch to automatic and pin the enemy down with heavy suppression if you don't feel confident setting up more precise shooting. But also, take your time. If you're using an optical or marksman version of one of the medic rifles, don't be afraid to take a moment to line up your shots. With precise aim, you'll down enemies in 2 or 3 rounds. Most non-healing tools are useless. Avoid the rifle grenades. They take up a slot in your kit that could be used for healing items, and the HE grenades aren't damaging enough to make good anti-vehicle use either. Use the right medic weapons. Scopes are crucial for this class. Aim for a Sebslada M1916 optical or marksman. It's a flat upgrade from your default Serigotti. Can and should be your go-to rifle. For close encounters, grab the M1907 trench or sweeper. Okay, now on to support. Play support if you want a lot of options. This is a class with all the cool stuff. Limpet charges, mortars, light machine guns. With a little ingenuity, you can kit out your support soldier to fill a variety of needs. Go wild and experiment. Stock up and repair everything. Support soldiers have access to ammo drops and boxes that work much like the medic's health pack. They also have access to a wrench that can be used to repair vehicles. Whenever you're not killing, you should toss out ammo like candy and repair whatever you can. You're the wheelman. This is a class to be if you want to drive vehicles. Do your damage and then find a safe place to conduct repairs with your wrench before heading back into the fray. Take the high ground. All classes benefit from elevated positions, but the support class is really well used in this way. Think spatially and look for buildings that will provide you with a solid place to fire on enemies. Keep firing. Your machine gun is more accurate the longer you hold the trigger. Don't fire in tiny bursts. Unload your clip and transfer the spray to your next target when the first one falls. Use the right support weapons. The default Lewis gun is astounding and can serve you well throughout your career, but the real prize is the Bar M1918. Power through to class level 2 and grab it. If you want something that will work best over long distance, take the M1909 B'nai Mercy. Onto the Scout. Scouts are sneaky, sniping bastards. Scouts are your snipers. In the right hands, this is a powerhouse class that can significantly confuse enemies and cut through their ranks. It's also a very demanding class in terms of twitch skills and situational awareness, but if you are patient and take the time to really learn this class, it will pay high dividends for your team. Be proactive. Shifting positions, adjusting angles, and avoiding complacency are essential as a scout. You need to have sights on where the enemy will soon be, where they're pushing next, and where you can best cover that position. Scouts need to think just a few steps ahead. Communicate. All classes can mark, but scouts can survey the area in a way no other class can. Calling out the enemy positions and keeping your team well informed at their movement will help them organise strong counter-offensives. The flare gun is a great tool. It's for marking a wide area of the map when used. If you're not killing the enemy, at least make sure that your teammates will be able to react in time. Don't panic. If you're being fired upon, keep calm. You usually have time to pivot and fire your own reply. Shift, scope, aim for the head, and fire. As long as it's just one enemy, you're in the clear. Stand tall when you have to. Going prone will deploy a bipod on most rifles. The added stability is nice but can come at a cost of a limited angle. If you have to stand up to line a shot, go for it. Find the sweet spot. Sniper rifles have a mechanic where their damage starts high and then gets even higher at certain ranges before falling off. As an example, well, the rifle I like to use, the Russian 1895 Sniper, hits its maximum damage potential once a bullet has travelled 60 metres and only falls off once it's travelled around 100 metres. This means if I land a body shot in between those distance values, it will kill the enemy in one bullet. If you know the engagement range you tend to fight from, you can use the stats at Simthic.com to find the perfect rifle for your sniping preferences. Don't get cocky, kid. Be realistic about your shots. Long distance, Hail Mary shots are tricky. Sometimes it's enough to hit the body and force the enemy to fall back. Use the right scout weapons. Grab the Russian 1895 Sniper and don't look back. If the higher magnification proves difficult or you prefer a shorter engagement distance, take the SMLE Mark III Marksman instead. Oh yeah, have fun. Video games are pretty exciting. It can get easy to give into your competitive side, but Battlefield is so chaotic that you just need to embrace it. Take breaks, play with friends. Do whatever you have to do to keep a cool head. After all, it's just a game. Well, there you go, a beginner's guide to Battlefield 1 multiplayer. Hope you enjoyed the video. Next time, or in the future, I think we're going to be doing some gameplay where I'm just going to commentate over it. We're going to try that. Going to try and get one of the two of the other Restless natives involved. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. If you could subscribe and like the video, that'd be much appreciated. This is Mr. Devlin signing off.
Yeah.